Welcome to Interviews, hosted by Randy Goodman, Harvey Callis Real Estate, your real estate professional. Get to know our community, our businesses, products, and services that will elevate your life. Please welcome your hostess, Randy Goodman.
Hey everybody, it's Randy Goodman from Harvey Callis Real Estate, and I am excited to be here with Terence Lushington, who is a transformational coach, and we're going to find out all about that. Terence, thank you so much for being with me here.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for taking the time.
Well, I'm excited to hear about you. So tell us a little bit about what you're passionate about, what you do.
Well, let me get the glasses on just in case I forget. Well, I do so much, but unfortunately with time, we've got to change things. So originally, actually, my whole format is I'm a transformational coach. I'm a mentor, and I help training in different facets. I help people in the speaking capacity, and I'm also a business facilitator to help businesses. That's just a little bit about me on the outside.
Love it. So give us a little more detail on what exactly that means. So how do you help people, what might they be looking for or lacking in order to work with you, be the best candidate?
Well, it breaks into a few categories, right? So basically a person comes and says, I'm talking from the business prospect. If they come and they say they want some assistance in that area of how to guide them, how to train them, I help them with that formation. On a one-on-one basis, if somebody wants to help in transformation, that's the inside of me that comes out. And that's what we're talking about, to help people on an individual basis. And I take a lot of pleasure and pride and experience to help anybody in that arena.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So is this something that you always did, Terence, or like, let's take it back to school days? Is this like what you studied originally, or tell us a little bit about your journey?
Oh, I love that. Well, it's good to have some time. So my journey is actually, I'm one of those rare people. I'm probably 0.00004% of people on the earth who are Anglo-Saxons, Anglo-Indians, or Eurasians. So we're basically, I was born in Pakistan, believe it or not, and I've lived my life there. And out there, the struggle to be a Christian is part of the growing up phase. So it transforms you. So I was fortunate to be born in a middle class family, and I had my education there. I did my BA in economics, and I always wanted to just do something in business, use my brain, use my mind. I had that oof about me that I knew there was something gifted in me that I could do. Unfortunately, my father from the old tradition wouldn't perceive that and said, you've got to study, you've got to go to college, you've got to get a job, and that's it, So we'll talk about that. So that's basically that point. If you want to go further, then I can take the vision further for you.
I think a lot of us can resonate with our parents wanting us to go a certain way, right?
So true, so true.
Yeah. So, okay. So dad wanted you one way, you wanted another way. So where did you end up going?
Well, actually, it's interesting because my dad, he never wanted me to do business. He never, ever wanted. He wanted me to have a job and have salary. So what I did is, while I was in school and while I was in college, I used to invent stuff. And then I used to go and do selling of those items to people that didn't know what the hell I was selling. So just the thought got some action. And then what I did is I did something interesting that I knew my dad being a mechanical engineer. I said, Dad, why don't I go ahead, look for bikes, you fix them, I'll sell them.
Right.
So in my reign of, I think from the age of 16 to about 22, I sold about 46 or 47 bikes and about 26 cars, just on the side, making him a lot of money.
Wow.
And that was something inspiring for me, because he would take it, break it apart, put it together. I would do all the other work, then he would sell it and make, 10 times more money than we spent. So he was a happy camper there, but still, he wanted me to have a job.
Right. So funny, eh?
Yeah. I'm saying, Dad, he's a mechanical engineer. In those days, in the 60s, he was making 3,000 rupees a month, which is a lot of money, right? I was making him 20,000 a month, but it was not enough. He said, no, I don't want the 20,000. Go get a job for 400. And I said, but Dad, that doesn't make sense, But and he was really hard about it. He never ever said, and I hate to say this, rest his soul, that I'm a success story. Well, he said, no, you didn't listen to what I told you to do.
Right.
well, well, it's part of those British ideologies of growing up, by the word and by the whip. But I did something unique, and I have to say that. And you can please stop me if my time is limited. So what I did is, being a white boy and being able to speak English, and I said, I've got something unique that I can use in this country that I was born. So what I would do is, I'd go to the American embassies, and I used to bribe the guards 20 rupees or 50 rupees. And I say, listen, tell me whenever one of the embassy people are leaving. And then I would go in the house, and I'd go to them, knock on the door, and I would say, good evening or good morning, sir. I'm a young gentleman. I'm going to my studies. I'm doing university. I'm going to college. I need to get some money on the side. I heard you're leaving. Would you like to sell any of your items? And I used to buy all of the items at a fraction of a cost, and I used to auction them the next day to all the vendors in the vicinity.
Good for you.
That's where the auctioneer came in me.
You know
So I
what?
made,
You got to get creative, right?
oh, I'm telling you,
Wow.
if you had seen my parents' home, I tell you, it had the best of the best. There was nothing my parents did not have, because I got it all from the Americans. I got it dirt cheap, and we had the best. And then we still made money on top of that.
Well, you know what? That's the best. Okay, that's awesome. So you're definitely a serial entrepreneur. So what happened after that?
Well, after that, I fell in love, and I was ready to get married, but I wasn't ready, because my father still said, you got to get a job if you want to
Right.
get married. So I said, okay, Dad. My uncle, in the meantime, sponsored me from Canada. His name is Brian Maroli, rest his soul. He used to be in the oil over here, and he sponsored me. And I said, listen, here's an opportunity. Let me go and expand myself where Daddy's not around, you know? Because I kept saying, he's holding me back. I love the man. I love my dad, but he's holding me back from what I am. And then I came here, and I got engaged before I came. And I promised my in-laws that I'd come back in 7, 8 months, and I would get married and bring my wife back with me. And I did that. I did 3 jobs. I saved $10,000 in the early 70s. And I went back home, and I got married and came back, even though they were from a decent, wealthy family. But I just said, I want to be here. And my in-laws, rest his soul, he told me, he said, why don't you stay here? I have a house, I have a gas station, I have employees, I have 7 servants. I said, I'm marrying your daughter, not your wealth.
Right.
And I should have gone the other way, but I would have had a good life. But anyways, it bore me for my wife 2 beautiful kids, a son and a daughter. Proudly to say, both my kids are excellent, doing very well. My daughter she won Miss India Canada in 1995, so it was a great medal on my shoulder to see my girl go off stage and win. Unfortunately, things happen, not from my side, but the marriage did break down, and kids went their own way, and I was away from them for a while. But then it took a toll on me for about 16 years.
Wow.
But then I had to brand myself again and come back into society.
Okay, good. So, and that's what brought you to doing what you do today.
Absolutely, because you learn from your own lessons. And when you learn from your own lessons, you have to portray it and teach it to others. And I believe all the lessons that everybody has, if they don't share it, they're at the losing end. Because many people's errors, mistakes, and good deeds go unforeseen. And I think I said, once we share that, once we do it, it never hurts. Somebody could just walk by and say, he's full of BS. Or somebody could say, wow, that's a good one. I'd like to take that and use it. So that's what I utilize for my abilities.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I love that. You also, it's important to you to give back and, be charitable, volunteer and whatnot. Can you tell us a little bit about the things you do? Because I know you do so.
I'd love to. You really you're really soaking in, Randy. You're really getting inside of me now, you know? Yeah.
That's the point. I want people to know you. Well, they want
Yeah.
to know you, like you, and work with you.
So just to let you know, after my divorce, I went to a sincere or a really bad depression. I was 3 years depressed, 3 times suicidal. So it wasn't a good picture. I was a basket case. But I came out of it, and after coming out of it, I realized there's more than crying over somebody. There's more than crying over somebody. So I had to learn to love myself. And then I started to learn to love myself. And once I realized that I can love myself, and then that love, I can take a piece, and share with others, I thought that was the value that I could give back for the hurt or the injury that I suffered within.
Beautiful.
So I think it came out from hurt and came out to love. And I think that's a very important part of me.
I love that. I love that. So tell us a few of the ways that you give back to people or to
Well,
society.
actually, I thank you for that, because it's interesting, because you never know your abilities, right? You never think that you have this talent. And I used to love to sing. I never knew how to. I used to just love to sing because I was quite a lonely kid. When I was lonely, I couldn't do nothing but sing. So I sang, and then I used to start going around and singing at parties, and somehow people started to trend to like my voice. And I would say I'm just a normal singing guy, but I didn't realize that I can imitate singers. And when I realized that I can imitate singers, I got, I got something there that is an extra oomph about me. And then I realized that I could even dance and I could even do other stuff. I mean, this is pretty good. So then I started to do small parties for people. And then I started to reach out to people who need stuff for free. So I don't believe ever that I have charged anybody for my singing performance, because I just feel that that was a gift given to me. And I don't feel that there's a value of dollars put on it. There's a value of appreciation put on it, but not a dollar value. Right. And that's why I just do that. So I do a lot of that. Unfortunately, COVID has got us down a bit, but I used to do about 7-8 shows a year for different organizations. I have done a lot of charitable events for people as well. In fact, I've done some for you as well. But I've also done a lot of philanthropic stuff about going and getting monies from different groups and spreading it to different groups. I've also done a lot of silent auctions. I call them live silent auctions. So I'd get people to give items, and then I'd auction it for the cause. Like you have a beautiful cause coming up soon, and I'm more than willing to be part of that. And I thank you for making me part of your organization as well.
Oh, we're so grateful to have you, Terence, and really looking forward to having you be part of the Toronto Women's Expo 10th anniversary. And hopefully we'll be having the live event September 30 and October 1st. So I look forward to that and having you there and participating. And yeah, I know you do so much. I mean, the list is so long. That's just like scratching the surface of what you actually do for others and how you help people. So I know you work on so many different charitable causes, you work on different boards, you work on different committees, you are part, like, I don't even know how you spread yourself so thin, but you're not even giving justice to the things that you do. I know there's so many things in the background where you give of yourself, and I know everybody, I'm appreciative of it, and I know so many others are as well, and you just help a lot of people. So I know you're being humble there and not really telling the whole story, but you really truly are a giving person. You have a lot of gifts, and thank you for actually sharing that with people.
I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Randy. I just want to add that sometimes in life, and please, I want this for everybody to hear this, everybody has so much value within themselves. People are full of value. Unfortunately, that value is taken away from them when somebody else tells them so.
Right.
So when people tell you, oh, you're no good, I don't like your hairstyle, or you've put on weight, or you do these things, they're doing it because they don't like the way you look. But the reality is they like the way you look, but they just don't like to say it to you. They'd rather reflect that reflection to make you feel hurt. And that's, I always believe that you have to say what your heart feels good about people. I walk around sometimes and I'll say, my God, this guy is so handsome. And then the lady next to me says, are you sure you're okay? You're not going both ways?
Right.
And I said, no, I love beauty in every person. I love everybody to be, and I didn't mention this, and I'd love to mention it because this is another freebie that I give, and I shouldn't say freebie. It's a gift from God that I just pass on, and it's a gift from my grandmother that I just pass on. I'm just the passage of time. So what I do is I'm a gifted facial reader, as you know, and I have the apparitions of reading people's faces from within.
Okay.
So that's why when I associate with people, I know my gut says no, but my facial might say, oh, give that person a chance or whatever, and I'll do it. And I've helped people along the way to identify themselves from within.
Okay.
They've had private sessions with me, and I do not charge anything for it because it's a very personal thing. I am not licensed for it, but because I'm a gift, I just have a gift with it. And I do it along the pathway, and I've helped dozens or hundreds of people, I might say, that have just said thank you. And that's for me more than any green dollar that can be put in my wallet.
I love that. And I call that mental income. So
Yeah, that's how I should write that down. I'll steal that from I'll steal that from you.
it's okay. Lots of people want to steal it. It's good. I'm good with that. But it's, yeah, it's something that just makes you feel good, and you do it because it keeps making you feel good, right?
You
And
know, it's so, you're so right. I'm so sorry for interrupting, but you're so right. And along that pathway, that I have this gift, I can see into the future. And I don't say this with any crazy stuff. Like I'm not, any guru in that way. But I see things. I don't know why. And when I saw like the space shuttle that exploded
mm,
a few years ago, that was my biggest sight. I saw it way before it did happen, hours before it happened, and I wrote it down. And I was in bed and I was sweating. And I'm just saying this. People think you're cuckoo when you start talking like this.
right.
But I called. Stupid me. But I went and called the government. They called the American government. And in those days, there was a lot of people psychics, and uh, you know. I didn't get any response. And then when I got up in the morning and I saw the shuttle blow up, I had written this all down. I
Right.
had written everything down, the whole description of what was going to happen. And when it happened, I cried for a week because I felt responsible for the death of all those astronauts.
Right. Right. Wow. Yeah. Don't ever internalize it that way. That's for sure. You know,
Oh, it hurt a
and
lot, trust me.
you're manifesting that. So yeah, it's terrible. Terrible, and a terrible burden to hold as well.
Yeah.
So do you have any suggestions or tips for people out there? It can have to do with anything, personal, professional.
Are you talking about in these times or
Doesn't
in,
matter. It can be these
doesn't matter?
times, it can be any times.
I would suggest quite a few things actually if you're looking for them.
Mhm.
But my best suggestion would be is, and I'm not going to get into religion. I'm not going to get into that aspect of it because I think religion is all man-made. I think you are religion, and what you believe in is your religion. So even though I was born Roman Catholic, I am very spiritual today because when I look at the church and how the church has performed, I think I shouldn't have been born Catholic. I should have been born anything else but Catholic. But no disrespect to the church. I respect the church because that's where I was born. But I would say that we are born in a space. We are born in a space that's been given by the divine being, whoever you might want to call him. And once you've inherited that space, in that space there is air. And once that air is given you to breathe in every morning when you should get up, you should always be grateful for that air.
Mm.
You should do three things in your life that I would suggest that are important, if I can remember it. First thing, you've got to get up in the morning when you breathe and you say, I'm alive, So you've got to thank whoever you want to thank, but thank you for giving me that space to breathe in.
Right.
The second suggestion I would say, which you should try to do, especially in times like this, that you should go out from a distance if you have to, or from a phone. Just make 3 people happy, make them laugh, make them smile. Because if you do that, the world will be in a much happier place. And,
Absolutely.
unfortunately, people are thinking that this COVID is a bad thing. I think this will open up many personalities.
Yeah.
This will open up many meanings of life. This will show people that money is immaterial today.
Mhm.
Today, I haven't driven my car for maybe 6 weeks. I've saved such a lot of money in gas, in time, and I appreciate that more than I would at the time when I was looking to have money for gas.
Mhm.
So this is something important that people have to do. And the last thing that I might suggest, and that's going to be a very hard one, and I think it'll take me a lifetime to get it done or recognized, and that is that if we could do a little for somebody along this journey of ours and make sure that there are people being fed along our journey, at some point in time, if we can close our eyes before we say goodbye to this earth and feel that the earth has been fed by our humanity, I think that's the biggest blessing we have wherever we go.
Love that. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So how can people work with you? How can they reach out to you?
Well, like I said, I've got so many things going on. So, but first and foremost, I can give you my email, I can give you my number, and the email is universaldestiny@gmail.com. I'd repeat that, universaldestiny@gmail.com. I'm getting another website coming up, and once I get everything done, I will give you the website. My direct line is 416-898-9131. And so that could be, you could reach me for multiple, you ask the questions and I'll give you the answers. If you want to know what else what else I do, I will let you know. And it shouldn't take long, but if you wish, if you have the time.
I love that. Thank you so much, Terence, for being on with me and sharing. You've given some really valuable information, and I can't wait for people to reach out to you.
I thank you. I just want to add, if do I have time or is time run out?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so just to let you know, besides the giving part of life, everybody has to sustain their life
Yes.
in a bunch of areas. So I do a bunch of things with a bunch of people, and I should say that I'm blessed because it's just things that are happening in life. So I help people with the small businesses or the large, medium businesses with the point of sales machines. I have all those. I have the best technology and I do it all. So I help out there. I don't own the company, but I help facilitate the business. If anybody wants to reach out for that, more than welcome to. I'm also an event planner, as you know. I plan big events, small, large, medium, and I'd love to do that for people. I would be now charging. I didn't charge before. I always did this just for the love of doing things. I do that. I do another thing for free initially, which is a 10-year tax review. So I help people with their taxes. If they need a tax review done, I'll do a 10-year tax review. I have a bunch of accountants. We have an algorithm system. We do it absolutely free. We don't charge for it. But if the client gets money, then there will be a fee impended. My goodness, the list can go on. Of course, networking is where I did all my beginning of my speeches, because a lot of companies came to me. 28 actually have come to me, and I've not only helped them with bringing their product into the country, but also defining the business. So I do have one company that I'm associated with. They have a science technology. I know you might not like me to mention it because I know networking is something that many
No,
people sort
talk
of
about
don't
your
like.
business. That's fine.
But I do have the company, and I only sat with the company because it's been 27 years in business, did $1 billion, and it has an NTC technology that really suffices itself, and I'm happy for that. Now, on the other side of I don't know if you should call it humanitarian side, but the way things are going, I just have to change my whole diversion of thinking. So I have a very prominent friend who's actually the ex-deputy judge of Toronto for the last 24 years. Now he is a lawyer with 5 lawyers and 3 paralegals, and we do all law. If anybody wants any need, any help in law, he's very moderate and he does all of that. So that's another area that I work with. I also help immigration. If anybody's interested in immigration and they don't have the money and they have just enough to stabilize themselves, we're doing a different format in this country. What we're trying to do is we're trying to realize that people who come from third world countries, and I hate to say third world because sometimes they're more advanced than we are, but those people who come here are doctors and lawyers and accountants, and they do not come and qualify in our society to be doctors, lawyers, and accountants. Right. So we have a training platform, or absolutely free for them, to integrate them into becoming lawyers and getting back to their feet again, so that they know at some point they can take an exam and they can be at balance with what our Canadian culture asks of us.
Wow.
So that's something I have in place, and I have the gentleman's name. I can just give you that if you like. His name is Mr. Jay Chauhan, a close personal partner and friend of mine, and his number is, can I give that? Is that okay with you?
If he's okay with that.
I spoke to him prior, okay. So I just don't know if you're okay with it.
Okay.
Okay, 905-771-1235. And he also helps in every different way. And why I looped him in, because it's not easy to loop an ex-judge in. But why I got him in, because he's got extremely great knowledge, and I enjoy the knowledge. But most of all, I told him, I said, what are we doing for humans now? Because the race is going to suffer in a few months. So what we're doing is we are opening up an You okay? Yeah, we're opening up an international barter company in Barbados, and we'll be taking care of all the islands in Barbados. We're also opening a national barter company in Canada, so we can help people who basically do not have money or have run out of it to buy products on barter, and just a small percentage, 5 or 7% on a cash format. So in that case, they have their money and they have what they need as their personal needs. Also, what we're doing with the international market is we're trying to create a new environment of crypto or environment of tokenizations where people understand that even though they don't have the cash, they can still live in society and live a nice life. They can still go to Barbados and live there, because they're going to be on a barter system, which is going to be an elite member system where they can pay peanuts for a travel and enjoy the facilities where rich people enjoy at Sandals. So we're looping up with Sandals and a few other people. We're going to Barbados. We're going into Panama, into Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos, the Cayman Islands, and my partner, who is already in Barbados, Sandeep, is already in Cuba negotiating if they want to buy vehicles from us on barter.
Wow.
So that's a part and parcel. I also have something for the seniors, and I by the way, I got permission to mention this, and I just want to mention this, that I have a partner of mine, an associate partner, because some products are licensed products and some products are not.
Right.
And his name is Stephen Lee. He owns Newbridge Financing. I'm sure you're aware of that, Randy. He's the second highest mortgage lender. But what he's done is, and we've worked on this for about 2 or 3 years, he has worked on a program, and the program is serving seniors how to downsize without selling their property. And you might want to talk to him, because you're in the real estate business, and I'm telling you, I've known him for many, many years. He's one of the sweetest guys that I know on this planet. Is honest, straight, and that's a hard one to find in today's society, unfortunately. I have to be critically honest, but I've had my ups and downs with people, and so he helps and serves seniors how to downsize without selling their property. He has another new program that's just been released, and it's called Mortgage Freedom 55. If you don't mind if I share the site, it's downsizefunding.com. downsizefunding.com, and it's Stephen Lee at 416-315-0398. That is his personal number. So if you call him, do take my name. I'll get a little referral.
Thank you for being honest about that.
Absolutely. Just last but not least, I just want to end with one more, and that is a good friend of mine who works with me. He's the gentleman who actually owns SRPay, which is the POS system. His name is Mr. Khalil Ramal. He's ex-MPP for Toronto for the last 8 years, and he has a good operation up in London. He's very well known in London. He knows over 35 or 37,000 people that are his followers. And he has come up with a company called iTelemedic. He's had it for many, many years. And he furnishes all the pharmacies, 3,500 pharmacies across. And he also helps the doctors. They've got the latest online video conferencing. And that's helping doctors to engage with their patients without seeing them. So he has these special devices, and he installs them in a certain area that a patient can go and get all their treatment done by their preferred doctor. It's a booking system, and he does that. Along with that, he has another company, which is EK Tech Solutions, and I'm also part of that. And we help small and medium businesses with the online booking. For instance, we know that times have changed. Meeting people is virtually kind of impossible. So what we're doing is we're getting people to acquire the product at a very low cost. In fact, our cost also includes the POS systems. So if you have a small and medium business, you have a system, we have that, and that includes in that, and they can do the online booking, and they can do everything that they need to get that done.
Wow.
His name is Khalil Ramal. His direct line is 226-700-1965. That's 226-700-1965, Mr. Khalil Ramal. I think that's what I got for you. I'm sorry. I just had to spread it out.
So it's so funny, you guys, because when I asked Terence what he does, and he gave us this much, right? And then all of a sudden at the end, he remembers everything that he does. So
Yeah, but and you know why? You know why, Randy? Because when you started, I really thought we're just going with the philanthropic side of it, with my inside like heart feeling.
all about you, all about you. So thank you so much, Terence, for sharing with us. I'm glad you were able to get in all the things that you do and that you wrote them down, because I don't know how you would ever remember them. So
I wouldn't.
Thank you so much for that and for sharing with us. And I can't wait to share this with everybody.
I really thank you, and stay blessed.
You
Really
too.
stay blessed.
Thank
One
you.
and all. God bless you. Thank you so very much, my dear.
Thank you for listening to this interview hosted by Randy Goodman. We hope you will take action and connect with the incredible business people and leaders in our community. And remember, Randy is always here to answer any questions you have regarding your real estate needs. Be sure to register on the website and stay up to date on what's happening in your area at parkbench.com/millpond.